Hey everyone, it's Amanda with My Life, My Way. Welcome back to TTC Tuesdays. If you're new to my channel, I was doing TTC Tuesdays a while back, and it's just a little informational session every week on different topics regarding infertility that I kind of fell off track with this last miscarriage. So I'm getting back on the bandwagon and back to doing these TTC segments just because I really enjoy them. The last couple I was doing just before I stopped were all about how to track your ovulation. So if you go back through my history, there's, and I'll put it in the links for this video as well, for how to track ovulation using OPKs and how to track ovulation using cervical position, cervical mucus, and that kind of stuff. So this week I wanted to touch a little bit on basal body temperature. So basal body temperature is your temperature at a resting state. This slightly increases about a half a degree to a full degree Fahrenheit just after you ovulate. So BBT can be used to confirm your ovulation rather than predict your ovulation. And it rises because of this increase in progesterone that happens just after you ovulate. And it'll stay elevated due to the progesterone until your progesterone falls, which is just before, about a day or two before your next period should start. And for those of you that have gotten pregnant that are tracking BBT, or if you're tracking it and want to know if you're pregnant, you won't see that fall because that progesterone shouldn't drop, right? Because it'll rise with your pregnancy as well. There are lots of different thermometers out there to take BBT with. You just have to make sure that the thermometer that you're using is a basal body temperature thermometer. It's much more specific and it's very sensitive rather than a regular thermometer. In order to take your basal body temperature, you need to make sure that you get 6 hours of uninterrupted sleep. And you're going to take it first thing in the morning before you get up to do anything, before you get up for your morning bathroom break, before you go jump in the shower for the day, before you eat your breakfast, any of that kind of jazz, first thing in the morning. You can take it orally or you can take it vaginally. It doesn't matter as long as you maintain consistency with whatever way that you've wanted to go. So if you're taking it orally, you're going to continue to take it orally. If you're taking it vaginally, you continue to take it vaginally. If you're taking it orally and you're finding that you're having a problem with consistency, try it vaginally and see if that works for you. Yeah. So when you're tracking your BBT, pretty much every fertility app out there will allow you to track your basal body temperature, which is awesome because pretty much all those apps are free to use. But if you're a little bit more old school and like to do it on paper, this book right here, which is Taking Charge of Your Fertility, which you may have seen before on a couple of different fertility pages and that kind of stuff. It's a very popular book for people to read when they're trying to conceive. So this is where I've grabbed a bunch of my information regarding this basal body temperature sort of informational session. And they'll teach you how to track it on paper and make your own graph with it rather than needing a fertility app. You track it every day, starting at the very beginning of your cycle on day 1. And again, first thing in the morning after 6 hours of rest, check it every single day. And then after ovulation, your temperature should go up by about that half a degree and stay solid for at least 3 days. If it drops before the 3 days, it could just be that it was a spike for some reason and doesn't actually confirm ovulation. So it has to be up for at least 3 days. And then you can confirm that your ovulation has occurred. Using it in association with using OPKs and tracking your cervical fluid should allow you to know and be able to pinpoint where you actually ovulated, which is really helpful. There are some limitations to doing basal body temperature. The first one is that you need 6 hours of sleep. So for people like me that do shift work and I don't sleep very well through the night because I have a form of arthritis that kind of keeps me up and keeps me moving. So every couple of hours I have to get up and rotate or go to the washroom or do something just to kind of ease off that pressure. It's not accurate for me. I can still track it. It's not like you can't. I know people that do it on 4 hours of sleep and get relatively good results with it as well. It's just not as great as if you got a full 6 hours. One of the other things is that not all women see a clear rise in temperature. So not everybody gets that half a degree to a degree rise after ovulation. It's common. It's definitely more women than not that have the rise, but not everybody does. Things like fever or not feeling well and being sick can severely impact your tracking for that month and may totally throw off where you see your BBT, and you may just give up and not check it that month anyways, because it's not going to be really accurate for you. And even something like alcohol intake can actually alter your BBT for the day. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're tracking. If you had alcohol the night before and your next day is kind of all wonky, That's probably what's going on there. It might not always be the most reliable way to check for ovulation, but it is definitely a cheaper way to do so. Once you've bought the thermometer, that's it. There's no more further expenses to doing this. The apps are free to track it with. So it is definitely a much more inexpensive way to do it. And for people that have a problem with OPKs not giving them a good result, like for people with PCOS where they see sometimes 2 or 3 different and separate positives on OPKs before they ever actually ovulate, because we have false positives once in a while where you get a positive OPK but you have not ovulated. Tracking your BBT can confirm that an ovulation has actually occurred. So that's really helpful and really wonderful. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for this week. And that's pretty much all the ways that you can track ovulation. So I will put in the links talking about cervical mucus and cervical position, as well as talking about OPKs and how to use them. And if you want to see a different topic next week, let me know. I'm going to go into something a little bit different. I haven't decided where I'm going to go with that yet. So if you have an idea, throw it in the comments, and I will definitely get there. Anyways, thank you very much for joining me for TTC Tuesdays, and I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.